Hello everybody, my name is Merc and today we are checking out Vampire Survivors. This is a somewhat recently released early access game on Steam. It is very cheap at the current offering of $3 before the price will potentially raise because, like I said, early access, they're adding a bunch of content. It seems like there's almost a weekly or a semi-weekly patch to add new stuff, and you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? You see a vampire killer, a magician of sorts. This is definitely based on Castlevania trappings, but it is a roguelite experience where all you do is walk around and the game kind of plays around you. And how does that work, you may ask? Well, let's find out. Let's pick Antonio Balpace, just because he's the first character. He starts with the whip and he gains 10% more damage every 10 levels. There's quite a few characters, and I think even more that I haven't unlocked yet, including Cavallo here. And then there's some stages. You have to unlock other stages. Like, I have not unlocked this third stage, which was added recently. I don't know how recent. I haven't played this that often in the past few weeks, but when it first came out, I put in 8 hours very quickly. This game is a lot of fun, so let's jump right in. So you just walk around with the arrow keys, or WASD, and your character whips automatically. So literally all you have to do is kill stuff and dodge. And you may be thinking, that looks pretty easy, and you're right. So far it is pretty easy. And then every time you level up, which you can see the XP bar at the top here, you get a choice between items, and we're going to take the King Bible. It orbits around the character. Antonio starts with the whip, so he's more of a melee focused character. You'll see the Bible pop out in a second. There it is. And it just does damage to anything around you. And then I leveled up again. So this is basically the main gameplay loop. Is you level up, you kill enemies, you eat the gems that they drop, and you level up and get more items, get more powerful, and you keep going. So let's get I like the axe a lot. It's axe or knife here. The stone mask, no thank you. The knife is good for it is one of the few items in the game that you can actually control where it fires. It fires in the direction you're facing. Everything else just goes. Let's take the axe though. I find the axe pretty fun. And yeah, so you play. As I said, you get the items, you level up. You also get some money, which you can see in the top right. I just got 1 penny, if you will, 1 piece of gold. And at the end of every run, you choose where to spend that money on permanent upgrades for more runs. And then as you level up, you can also level up items that you have already. So I have a whip, I have an axe, I have a King Bible. I can choose to make one of these a level 2. So far I'm relying on whip the most, so I think we're going to take 1 more projectile. Everything is 1 more projectile. But having 3 swings of the whip instead of 2 is pretty good. Normally you would only have 1 swing of the whip, but as I was mentioning, you get permanent upgrades at the end of runs, and I bought myself a second projectile for every item that I pick up, which is why I throw 2 axes. I have 2 Bibles. And speaking of 2 Bibles, I'm not sure, does Spellbinder even help right now? I think it helps the Bible and nothing else. So let's just go with another Bible. So now I have 3 Bibles when it activates. And the point of the game is literally just to survive to 30 minutes. As you can see the timer in the top there, I'm at 1:30. Let's get more axes. And yeah, you just walk around. You may be thinking, this looks pretty easy so far. You're just killing a bunch of ghoulies. And you're right. Right now, this ain't anything. Every minute, I believe, they tend to change up what is attacking you. In the first minute, it's just like small waves of these dudes. And then in the second minute, the waves get bigger. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. Now it's the third wave. We got a duplicator, we got a garlic. Both are pretty good, especially for a melee build. I think we need to take the duplicator. Duplicator is just so good. You can't not take it. So everything gets 1 more projectile. So now we have 4 fireballs, 4 Bibles, 4 axes. And as I mentioned, now we're on the second minute. we have Medusa heads and ectoplasm spawning. I don't think they have official names in this game, but like I said, this is based on Castlevania trappings, and I played a lot of Castlevania, especially recently with the Game Boy Advance collection coming out everywhere, but I've been playing it on the Switch, I should say, and that's a lot of fun. Well, some of the games are more fun than others, I'll say that much. Do we want some Santa water? I don't know why, but some of the names of these items are different. I'm pretty sure it's not called Santa water in Castlevania. Let's go with... Do I want Santa water? Let's go with the fire wand. I feel like we didn't need more powerful axes just yet. We also don't necessarily need more powerful fire wand, but it can't hurt. I feel like the whip is doing its job so far. So you see the damage numbers appearing. I think red damage number might mean like overkill, is my guess, because it doesn't make sense that it's critting all the time. I don't know. Augments area of effect attacks. How many do we have? We have the axe, we have the Bible. Oh, we have the whip. Actually, I think everything gets affected by this. So let's take the candelabrador. Everything is slightly bigger, which will help with these waves and waves of monsters. I should be picking up more of these blue gems. Now we got mummies here, and a big one at that. Sometimes it'll spawn a boss enemy. Let's take the whip now that there's a boss here. We definitely need the damage. But that boss just melted, and sometimes they drop chests, and that's what happens. So you get this nice little animation, and we got an axe, which is not bad at all. And some money, 109 gold coins for our next run. And by that I mean we can spend it at the end of this run to make our next run better. I hope that makes sense enough to you folks. Now, there is an interesting addition in this game where once you fully max out your offensive abilities, as you can see I have a level 3 out of 8 whip. If you have certain passive abilities, like this hollow heart in particular, it actually can upgrade the whip to a new item, which is handy, but I'm not sure I want to take it over another duplicator. Duplicator is just so good. So, and as you can tell, because it can only be upgraded one more time. So we're going to do that. And now I fire tons of whips, tons of axes, and by tons I mean 5. You can see this little rosary on the ground there. Sometimes when you destroy torches, as you might have noticed. Sorry. Let's take the hollow heart this time. We are going to upgrade the whip hopefully to max, and then I'll show you. As you can see, the candle, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but the candle holders, as you destroy them, they can sometimes drop items, especially depending on your luck. This rosary item down here kills everything on the screen, so that is an item you want to take when you are in a jam, to say the least. Axe passes through 2 more enemies. Seems pretty dang good. So does the King Bible speed and area up, especially with our candelabrador that we already have. Let's take the axe though. I really like the axes. They're very powerful, even if they're a little unwieldy to use. The axes are probably my favorite sub-item in Castlevania, in the Castlevania series. If you have played Castlevania games before, especially the older ones, you may know what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it. Spinach is pretty dang good, but it's better in the later game. I don't remember what spinach upgrades though. Oh, it's the fire wand, so we definitely want to take one. Over base area, we don't want Santa water probably, so let's take the spinach. It doesn't hurt to have more damage, and like I said, it enables the fully upgraded fire wand to transform into a better item, which is great because the fire wand is already an excellent item. That said, I think we're going to take the whip and we're going to focus on leveling up the whip first. just because the whip is very reliable. The fire wand just shoots at random. If you thought, hey, how are you sending it? I'm not. It just goes. As I mentioned, everything in this game just goes, except for the knife, which you can kind of control. Oh, we got another boss mummy right here, so let's start whittling away at that, and it's already dead, so let's grab the chest. We get this animation again. You can skip the animation, but you know, you don't necessarily have to. We got 82. I think they sped up the animation, which is good because it was a bit of an issue before. As hype as that song and animation is. Okay, so the clover. I'm not convinced luck does enough in this game. The magic wand is very good, but it's not really our build right now, so we're going to take another King Bible. And every time you pick up an item, it kind of refreshes the cooldown on it, so sometimes you'll have like tons of Bibles out, which is pretty cool. More whip. Attract orb is also pretty good. I kind of undervalued this when I first played this game. Let's take the whip though. Like I said, we want to try to power level that as much as possible. And we also should be focusing on taking in many blue gems as we can, so we can power level ourselves. The cross is pretty good, but it doesn't really fit our build, so I guess we're going to go with the hollow heart. Yeah, we're going to go with the hollow heart. More max HP. Grab more of these blue gems. Save that rosary for later. Ooh, you thought I could sneak by this whip, did ya? More damage, more area. So we're only at 6 minutes, and you may be looking at the timer of this video, and it's probably closer to 10, I imagine. That's the thing about this game, is you only survive 30 minutes, quote unquote, but it actually might take closer to 40 minutes to an hour to win a run, just because you often stop and have to think about your options when you level up, and you know, there's the chest animation screen, among other things. We have encountered our first like tough enemy, which are these headless skeletons. They're still melting pretty quickly, but they definitely have significantly more HP than the ectoplasms and other enemies we've encountered so far. These red ghosts are particularly annoying. They will easily two-shot you if you let them. You can see my HP bar just underneath my feet. I should look for... Okay, I was gonna say a wall turkey. I think they call them floor turkeys in this game, which is another Castlevania reference. Even with these big choices, I think we're gonna go whip once again. That blue flashing orb that dropped out of the candle up there allowed me to vacuum up all the experience gems, not in the vicinity, but just period. Any gem that dropped gets vacuumed up, which is pretty cool. We're still doing pretty good. I think this build can go places. We just gotta play it smart and not get hurt. There is a turkey up there if I want to heal, but I'm not that concerned. I don't want to get too close to that attract orb just yet. You want to kind of build a surplus of gems on the ground before you want to do it. I'm kind of min-maxing the items that drop, you know. Another whip. We're already at level 8. So I mentioned having the whip at level 8, having the hollow heart item, the black heart, allows you to permanently upgrade the whip into another item. However, there are rules involving that beyond those rules I have already mentioned. To do so, you need to be past 10 minutes. At least these are the old rules. Like I said, I haven't played in about a month maybe, or played a lot in about a month. But you need to be past 10 minutes, and then once you kill a boss, it'll drop a chest and has the chance to upgrade, or I believe maybe it's guaranteed upgrade any item that you can possibly upgrade. It'll upgrade one. Let's take the Bible this time. I just killed a boss there, but you couldn't really tell. These ectoplasms are getting slightly bigger. There was a big one that just kind of melted. With my fire wands, my axes, this is a very high damage build. This This is actually kind of my preferred build, which is partly why I took Antonio. There are other characters that I really enjoy, such as Poe, who starts at lower HP than everyone else. I believe everyone starts at 100, but Poe starts at maybe 80. And he also starts with the garlic item, which I don't know if we saw, but it creates a ring of a stink zone around you, and any enemies that get close to you take damage over time. And initially it's pretty weak, and honestly even late game it's pretty weak, but you can really make a build around it, especially basically the build that I'm doing now with whips and king bibles. Anything that attacks around you, you can stack it up. It's getting a little harrowing now with all these ghosts and mummies around, but I think we can handle it. I'm going to keep focusing on leveling up what I can for now. I don't remember what upgrades the axe. Is it just Candelabrador? It might be. Either way, we're going to take another axe. Not going to complain about that one. It might be time to consider taking some of these items up top, and I think I am. There we go. Now we're vacuuming up all the stuff. We'll get another axe. And we're going to stay near this rosary now, because it is getting to the point where I'm getting a little scared. But I think we're still fine. Level 7 axe. Armor's pretty good. But I am very much the type to focus on offensive upgrades. Because if you're killing everything, then you don't need to worry about getting hit. That's the idea, right? Lots of gems on the ground. Lots and lots of gems. Another projectile for the Bible. We're already doing enough damage. Don't necessarily want the wand, but I'll take the wand later if we have to. So yeah, we're at 10 minutes. There's a boss right here. I don't remember the name of this one. It's a Buer, actually. I think I remember the name now. It is in Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, I think is the one. I should know the name of that one because it actually is my favorite of the Castlevanias. So we're at a level 8 axe, I think is the play here. And we're at 10 minutes, so with this chest, we should theoretically get an upgrade. And we did. We got our axe upgrade. We now have the scythes. The death spiral. It passes through enemies. And this item is actually extremely good because the problem with the axe is it always fired above and then fell around you. Not with these. The death spiral just goes and nothing stops it. It's ridiculous. So honestly, like, I shouldn't lose this run at this point. I feel like if I lose this run, it is a player error. It's definitely not the build. Oh, we should take this magnet. Okay, so now is the choice when we maybe have to consider taking another offensive item, but I think for now we're going to take the spinach. More spinach. Spinach and garlic builds, you know. My favorite vegetables. Not really, but I do actually both enjoy both of them. And garlic more than spinach, but I'm not going to complain when I see one or the other. We're at 11 minutes now. We got big Medusa heads and tiny Buers. Lightning ring is interesting. I don't know if it fits the build, though. It might be time to take the magic wand, because this is something we can rely on. It is basically the other reliable ability besides maybe the whip and the knife. You know what you're getting into with the magic wand. So it'll be a little weak to start. It fires quickly, and it fires like 4, which is pretty good. We got something that slows time. I don't remember what it is. It's probably an hourglass or something. Are those enemies dead? Oh, they must be like mid-death animation. Yeah, that's what happened there. Yeah, there's a lot going on now, eh? We still have our rosary down there in the bottom left. I like to stay in one particular area because it helps you see where all the gems are. This is the second stage. As you may remember, the first stage is a lot more open. So the second stage they each have their own types of enemies as well, and I feel like the second stage has weaker enemies, or at least like less HP enemies, which makes these crazy AoE melee builds slightly easier, in my opinion, to get going. So we could take the Bible here, but we did just take the magic wand, and the tome is what upgrades the magic wand. These are all little things that you learn when you play, or rather you learn when you watch other people play or whatever, or read up on the game, because it doesn't tell you. This game does not tell you about any of these synergies. And I almost feel like they're key to winning a run. I don't know. I don't think I've won a run without a synergy, is basically what I'm saying there. So that's a little unfortunate maybe, but also it kind of comes with the roguelite experience. These rogue type games don't tell you all the information that you would normally desire. You just kind of pick up and play. So we got the Bloody Tear, is that what it's called? Bloody Whip. It's a new whip, as you can see. The color is different on my whip strike. And also it heals you when you crit, or maybe just in general. It heals you. That's what's important. Let's take the Bible, upgrade that next, hopefully. Do we have what the Bible... Does the Bible even upgrade? Some of the items don't upgrade. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if the Bible does. Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does. I just don't remember what upgrades it. It's not the bracer. Whatever. Maybe I'll think harder next time we have a level up, which should be coming soon. Those red gems are worth more. It's definitely not the Pomarola. It's not the Clover. So we're going to take Spinach. And it's not the Candelabrador, because that's the axe. So we're going to take the Bible. I'm saying a lot of words. I mean, that's what a Let's Play or, you know, video live commentary does. But I mean, I'm saying a lot of, like, gamer jargon, which is pretty funny to me. Especially if you're new to this game or Castlevania in general, you probably have no idea what I'm saying, maybe. But that's just par for the course. Let's be honest. I'm level 36 at 13 minutes 30 seconds. It's pretty dang good. Let's get the Bible to level 8. And then we gotta figure out what the item is to upgrade it. Lots of blue gems on the ground. We really need to get another attract orb out of the candles. Hopefully we can find one soon. There's a candle right there. Not lucky. Just walk left and right a little bit until we stop seeing gems. But now that I think about it, I think these gems are coming from the Death Spiral axis just non-stop going. So there's always going to be gems to the left and right. So really what we should be doing... It's not the bracer. The bracer's for the knives. Let's take the tome. We don't need more max HP. I'm not getting hurt yet. We're at 14 minutes. I think the big jump in difficulty on this level is around 22 minutes. So yeah, there's a chance that I'll get greedy and die there. But for now, I think we'll be safe enough to reach that point. Got more Fire Wand. Take the Fire Wand for sure. I like leaving the slots open just so we can pivot later type of situation. Killed another boss there, but wasn't even worth mentioning. It was like a glowing bat. Everything is just melting around me, which is this is the point of the run when it's most fun, when you just feel overpowered and nothing can stop you. And then in 5 minutes, you'll learn how wrong you really were. Which is why you just need to constantly be vacuuming up all these gems, even if it feels like it's not helping your chances of success just yet. It's not tangible. There's a giant Medusa here, boss, so we can take her out pretty quickly. She is surviving more than the other creatures have, but she goes down as well. We got another treasure chest, and we got a hollow heart out of it, which is level 4. Level 5 is the max for most passives. Leveled up again because we picked up so many red gems. Let's take another. Oh, is it Spellbinder? It is Spellbinder for the Bible. And our Bible is already maxed out, so we definitely need to take it. We'll take it. I'm not quite sure if the Spellbinder helps anything but the Bible, but I'm not going to complain at this point. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I don't think duration really affects anything but the Bible. That's fine. We got a stopwatch, which is pretty good. Just decided to pick it up because I knew we had another one somewhere else. At this point, I'm not scared of any of these enemies. Medusa heads cannot get in. Oh, we have the garlic. Do we finish our melee build with the garlic? We do have area of effect. I don't think duration affects it. I don't think cooldown affects it, but damage does. Let's take the garlic. It's so tiny. So there's little garlic around me. A little stink aura you might be able to see. It does damage over time. This is not going to be something we can rely on just yet, but hopefully later we can level it up some more. And now we're at the point where... Oh, I just leveled up twice in a row. You may notice 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row. Let's just keep taking offensive stuff. 5? I feel like we're glitching out or something. This is ridiculous. Another fire wand. Excuse me, did I pick up an attract orb and I didn't realize it? What's going on here? Another magic wand. Jeez, there was like a pile of experience orbs there. As I was gonna say before I got derailed, we're about to level up once more, level 50. Jeez. Let's just focus on leveling up one thing at a time. Actually, having better garlic. No, we can't rely on garlic. We cannot rely on garlic. Let's take the magic one. In the top left corner, you may notice there are 12 slots. The 6 top ones are offensive abilities, or maybe just like some of the abilities are not offensive, but in our case they are offensive abilities, offensive items. And then the row underneath it are all your passives, make your items better. There was an arrow pointing on the left, you can see it. That signifies that we killed a boss over there and it dropped a chest. So we should work our way over there. There's the chest. And then once we grab it, more magic wand. Once we grab it, oh, the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least I've been waiting for. Sometimes you get a chest and you get more than one item. In fact, you can get 3 or 5. With the big old animation and music to match, we got our Unholy Vespers, which is the evolved King Bible. I think it never stops now. You can see the pages just flowing around me. We picked up an attract orb, so we're about to level up like crazy again. Magic wand power. Okay, we didn't level up like crazy. I don't know why we leveled up like 6 times in a row at that one moment. And then we get an attract orb and we don't level up, or we level up once. Whatever, I'm not going to complain too much. We're at 17 minutes, 30 seconds. This video is probably closer to 30 minutes, I'd have to imagine. It's just how time flows when you're playing Vampire Survivor. But with the Death Spiral, Sides, and our Unholy Bible, nothing's getting in. And not even mentioning our Bloody Whip, like... This build is ridiculous. And our magic wand is about to level up. We just need 1 more level opportunity and a chest. And then we can focus on upgrading the Bible or any of our passives. Oh, there's a boss witch here. She's surviving. Surviving just to die. There we go. Maybe I should have kept that treasure chest. There is a bit of a meta where if you have the potential to upgrade an item... Oh, never mind. And you don't... you can keep the chest, so then you can upgrade it on demand. But I forgot. We haven't upgraded our fire wand yet, which is Hellfire. So now we have yet another fully upgraded item. As you can see, we're throwing meteors instead of just our fire wand. We're at 18 minutes, and like I said, there's not really a difficulty spike until 22-ish, maybe 21. So once again, we are just floating on by without a care in the world. We own this library. All these gems on the ground are just for us. The other level, take a spinach here. The other level, the first level I should say, has like you can go infinitely to the left and right and up and down. I don't know if you've noticed, but you can just go left and right for forever in this game, and it'll keep spawning more section of the library, more enemies on top of you. The garden, the first level, has a whole bunch of different enemies and even different bosses at like 5 and 10 minutes. And I think it's a way harder level than this library, which is kind of funny. We took level 8 of the magic wand there, so next time we get a boss chest, that will fully upgrade as well. This build is out of control. That third level, I have no idea how it looks. Maybe we can find it, or maybe we'll unlock it at the end of this run, and then I'll show that off quickly. Definitely not going to do a second run, even if we die. But at this rate, with, what is it, 4 fully upgraded items? Yeah, 4 fully upgraded items, almost a 5th. I feel like there's no way we can lose. So that garlic, though, we need to upgrade eventually, but we cannot do the full upgrade because we didn't take the passive item to go with it. That is one critique I have of this game, and it's not even that big of a deal. Let's take more area. But yeah, you're kind of limited in the builds that you do. So I am like doing a melee build right now. This is almost the build. You can like replace the fire wand and the magic wand for some other stuff if you want. But you're always going to want to take the whip and the black heart and the Bibles. And therefore, whatever the spellbinder, I guess, is the item for the Bible. Like it kind of puts you. And we upgraded our magic wand here, so now we have 5 fully upgraded items. But yeah, the way that the passive items are required to upgrade offensive items is kind of a bit of a negative in my opinion. Because not only is it like obtuse and you don't learn it naturally, you almost have to have someone tell you. But it also forces you into particular builds. It's kind of the thing I find a little unfortunate about it. We'll take more area damage because, again, that garlic is not doing enough, or not doing anything, and it won't do anything. Nothing is going to get in our mess of thrown objects here, especially our unholy Bible. I mean, the death scythe, once we see, at the end of every run, if you win or lose, you can see just how much damage everything does. And we're gonna see the death spiral. We got it so early, and it's just been consistently murdering everything. It's kind of ridiculous. So we are at 21 minutes. I'm still not scared. So it is definitely 22 minutes when the scary enemies spawn. We melted that boss so much so that I didn't even like acknowledge it. It was just there, and then it was dead. It was like a giant green man creature of sorts. We're level 58. Seems pretty good. Pretty good. I would love to pick up another attractor, so I'm kind of just leaving gems everywhere. But we don't even really need them that much at this point. That said, another level would be nice. And now we're at the point where we only have 2 choices of what we can upgrade. Spellbinder's really not doing anything for us, so we're just going to start upgrading garlic now. And as you can see, our stink pool is pretty... Our stinky garlic is pretty big now, or at least it's getting bigger. So these witches are actually the creatures that I fear the most on this level. For some reason, I have runs end at 22 minutes very often. I don't think this is going to be one of those runs. Got another treasure chest. I'm going to skip the animation. We got a free garlic, 94 gold. We now have 1,184, as you can see in the top right. We can spend that on powering ourselves up for the next run. That is another interesting tidbit regarding this game is even if you feel like you're not doing anything, even if you lose a run, you get some money and you'll make your next run better. I had a feeling we were just going to level up a bunch. I don't know why it does that. That said, some of those permanent upgrades get very, very expensive. I will show that screen. Theoretically, at the end of this run, one way or the other, about to pass into 23 minutes. New enemies will spawn. I think it might still be witches. It does appear to still be witches and headless skeletons. We killed that viewer boss, mini boss. We'll skip that animation as well. And now we can only upgrade our spellbinder. So we are almost, quote unquote, more or less capped. We can keep leveling. Beyond that, of course, I shouldn't say of course, because it's not necessarily obvious. Just taking any ridiculous item that drops now at this point, including money. Level 65, almost 66. And our spellbinder is now fully upgraded as well. And we're almost at 24 minutes. Let's see what spawns here. Oh, even more witches. Fortunately for us, they still die. I didn't even realize, our garlic is pretty big now. So if anything ever reaches inside of the Unholy Bible zone, they have to deal with our stinky garlic. So yeah, I'm very much not concerned with this run. And now we are at the point where we are quote-unquote uncapped. Anytime we level up now, we'll have a choice between getting gold or getting a floor chicken if we're ever worried about our HP. But we're not, so we'll just get some extra gold for our next run. So this is looking pretty good, folks. So much so that I've kind of run out of things to say. Let's go with a little bit of background information then. This game just came out of nowhere. I believe it launched in early access in December, and it kind of blew up. Streamers that I watched, we got an track orb. Started playing this like crazy, and when it first came out, it had enough content that it was, oh my gosh, definitely worth the play. And like I said, the developers seem to be pretty active. At least it seems like every week they've been having a patch, if not like adding new characters, bug fixes, etc. But there's been a lot of adding of new characters. In fact, there's a secret character I read up on that I've not tried yet. You have to enter a code or something in order to unlock it, and apparently it's a hard character, which is why it's a secret, because you're not supposed to win when you play as that character, I guess. We got a lich boss here, and it just melted. Open up this treasure chest, get some free money, and we got a bunch of different enemies spawning. Giant bats, floating skulls, but nothing can withstand our might right now, that's for certain. Yeah, initially you may not think that this is all that engaging to play, but are you looking at what's going on right now? When I first saw it and when I showed it to a cousin of mine, it's not that impressive to look at. But once everything gets going, you quickly understand why it's interesting. Because again, all I'm doing is moving around. I'm not controlling anything. I'm just speaking my words out of my lips and vacuuming up these gems as much as I can. We got another boss, Medusa, here. But we've already proven that we can slay countless Medusas, and we will slay countless more. We got 3 items out of this chest. That's cool. Skip it! We're at the point where that doesn't matter, but it is always cool to find. It is a pretty small chance to get more than 1 item out of those chests. So it is always cool when it happens. So yeah, I am curious what the next level is. I'm also curious as to what the game plan is for this game in general. Obviously, they want to add more content. Again, I have to reiterate, this is $3. $3 Canadian, even. That's a ridiculous price for a game with this much going on for it, right? Like, immediately, and more to come. I won't be surprised when they increase the price later. Okay, now it's time to get a little scared because they're going to spawn so many enemies that it's just going to swarm you. Let's try to take out this boss before we get swarmed. You don't want a boss right next to you when everything else is creeping in on you. The boss is done. Non-stop Medusas and Medusa heads coming. Sometimes I don't understand why it's doing this. I feel like that's almost a glitch. Like I pick up a red gem and all of a sudden you just level up 4 times. But yeah, sometimes I find hiding behind like these tables. This table has a hitbox. So if you're finding your build a little bit weaker, you can hide behind the table, give yourself a bit more breathing room, but also it can trap you as well. So you gotta definitely be aware of that. This little piano area is also good for keeping enemies a little bit away from you. If you hang out like right here or above, enemies can only approach you from, 2 directions. And I'm actually at the point where I don't need to move, maybe. That's also a fun part of this game, is sometimes you're just so powerful that you can just look at an enemy and stand there. And they die. I said, they die. Yeah, they die. Grab the chest. Why not? Get some more money. Sure. 98 plus 25. And now everything's going to be dropping, well, most things are going to be dropping red gems. So you'll level up like crazy. I think it's almost intentional that they want you to level up like crazy at this part, just in case you need to heal a lot. I have had runs where I'm just getting hurt and then leveling up and eating a chicken, getting hurt, leveling up, eat a chicken, A bit more than a minute left to survive. Get more money. We're at 2.4 thousand gold. Not too shabby. And the fact that we're doing so well at 28 minutes means that I'm really not concerned about the 29th minute coming up. So I'm going to stand still, and we'll see how the carnage unfolds. Not even going to move. You heard me, folks. I'm not moving. You can't tell me what to do. I like how it starts and ends with these sludge monsters and ectoplasms. They're getting a little bit closer. They're kind of breaching the unholy Bible walls. But they're just melting to garlic and everything else that we got going on as well. And we've killed 34,000 enemies, which is just madness. Averaging 1,000 enemies per minute. 10 more seconds, and then we will win, or at least not lose, this Vampire Survivor run. We did it. As you can see, everything dies, except this Grim Reaper appears. And it automatically tries to go to your position and tries to kill you, as the Grim Reaper, does. But thankfully, the Grim Reaper doesn't know how to move past bookcases, or shelves, I guess. That's like a wine rack almost. So I can sit here all day, except for the fact that you can't. I do wonder if you can kill. I kind of want to move a bit more up, get a bit closer. And now I'm doing even more damage. I don't think you can kill it. The idea is nice though, right? Kill the Reaper. Unfortunately, it doesn't take too kindly to being trapped, and every minute another one spawns. I would have loved if that one spawned and they just hung out together and I got to chill for a second. Wait a minute, I can revive? I can revive! Run away! Alright, we got our game over. We got some bonus coins. And let's check out the DPS, the damage real quick. Death Spiral did 4.8 million damage over the course of the run. The next highest was 4.3 by the Hellfire Fire Wand, which actually had the highest DPS overall. You can see your build here, and as well as the items you take, and our achievements as well. And by items you take, I mean the power-ups that we have. So, as I mentioned, at the end of every run, you keep your money. You can spend it on things, increases enemy speed. Oh, you can curse yourself. Why would you want to do that? You can also get a revival, which you saw at the end there after the Reaper slayed me. I got back up. So instead of checking out any of that real quick, we're going to unlock Yata Cavallo. It gets more projectiles every 20 levels. It appears to be a bear with a shield? Question mark? I don't know. We'll start with this character, and we did unlock the Dairy Plant. That's level 3. We got the Mad Forest, Inlaid Library, and Dairy Plant. The magic map hidden in here might finally lead us to a vampire, or at least 2 more roast chickens. So I like the idea that you're kind of just trying to explore and make your way to Dracula via these stages. This Green Acres area is more like a randomly generated challenge, as it kind of says here. I don't think, like, in these levels, the enemy order is always set. But in Green Acres, it is not. And also, if you've played a lot of the level, I think you need to survive 20 minutes or something like that, you can unlock a hyper mode where everything goes faster, and you get more gold and more luck. But let's check out the Dairy Plant. What the heck? So I am like a bear thing. I throw like shields that bounce off an enemy and then explode. There's also a cart here, which I was damaging, I guess. I don't know. I kind of want to ride it. Can I ride it? Doesn't appear so. There's also a green arrow pointing down, and I really, really want to see what the heck this is leading to. Let's get the knife, because I can control it. These mermen, I'm going to guess that that's what they are. These like zombie-looking mermen are not very strong, which is good, because I don't know what I'm doing with this build. I don't want to take too much longer in this video, because I'm sure it's approaching an hour, if not already. But I do really want to see what the heck this green arrow is pointing to. I can't believe there's just... Can you walk on this, or it's just enemies can walk on it? Just enemies. This is a wild level. I would not have expected. We got freaking bone pillars? Oh my gosh. You get hit once and they all disappear? Okay, that's unique. Don't walk in the milky pools, I guess. We got milk monsters too? What the heck? This is so odd. Oh, so if you do enough damage, you can hit the minecart and it damaged everything in its path. Okay, seriously though, where does this green arrow lead to? I feel like I've walked for ages. I will say, it's better than walking left and right, which is what I just did for 30 minutes. 30 minutes plus. This time I'm walking down. I'm definitely feeling it in my throat, having talked so long. So maybe I just call the video here. I like this character. This item that it starts with is unique. It's not an item that anyone else has. Or maybe you can unlock it later. I don't know. There's another character like that as well. I'm just kind of killing time to hopefully get to this green arrow, but I don't think it's working. So yeah, I think I'll call it here. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope if you are interested in Vampire Survivors, please go check it out. It is extremely worth the time and unquestionably the money. Again, it's only $3 Canadian. That's wild. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!